Hi everyone and welcome to Mind Aids. This is the second part of our video series on how to be assertive and how to get what you want. In the second part of this video, we will be talking about the body language that you require if you want to express an assertive communication style and the mistakes in body language that you need to avoid. We will also be discussing the two key ingredients of every assertiveness technique and how you can use them in your daily communication to get what you want without offending anyone else. Albert Mehrabian, a sociolinguist, suggested that the majority of the impact of what we say comes from our body language. Body language means our voice or our facial expression, our gestures, our postures. And even when we are deciding whether or not someone means what they say, or if we want to listen properly to what someone is saying, almost 93% of the decision is influenced by body language, and only 7% is influenced by what is said or the content that the person is trying to tell you. Now, logically, in communication, you may not want to listen to or grant the request of someone who is extremely aggressive and who tries to invade your personal space and who yells at you. You may also not be inclined to choose to listen to a person who is not confident of themselves and who does not look like they have their heart in what they're asking you. This is where body language comes in. So, what is the assertive style of body language? How can you correct these mistakes? The facial expression of someone who is assertive is of someone who is committed, responsive, and interested in what you're trying to say. If the other person senses that you're not interested in what they're trying to say, then they will also be less likely to give you what you want. One of the hallmarks of an interested facial expression is the right amount of eye contact, which means you don't blink a lot or you don't stare a lot. You have the right amount of eye contact without making the other person feel uncomfortable. Nodding your head in agreement is also a sign of interest, but nodding your head a lot is not a good sign. When someone is screaming at you or when someone is talking very softly to you, would you want to give them what they want? In a similar way, you also have to take care that your voice is not strained. Your voice is well moderated. You're neither too loud nor too soft, which means that the volume of your voice should not be uncomfortable to the person listening to you. Now, if you practice these simple and basic changes in your body language, you will notice that at least 7 out of 10 times people are more interested to listen to you, and people may even consider giving you what you want. Now, if you're all set with the body language, let's move on to the two key ingredients that every assertiveness technique uses. The first one is I statements, and the second one is power words. You may have noticed that when you start a sentence with the word you, the impact of it is a little bit different from when you start using the word I. I statements are very powerful because they affirm who you are, what you think, and what you want from someone else. You can use I statements in a situation. For example, I notice that you haven't spoken to me for 3 days, or I have been asked to work late 3 times this week. You could use I statements to convey your own interpretation or your own understanding of a situation as well. For example, I have a feeling that you don't want to listen to me, or I think you're ignoring me. Instead of saying that you are ignoring me, when you say I feel like you're ignoring me, it has a completely different impact. You could use I statements to convey your feelings and emotions as well, and not just your interpretation. For example, I feel betrayed, or I feel like you're taking advantage of me, or I feel disappointed. You could use I statements to state what you want and what you need as well. For example, I want you to pay attention, or I want your full cooperation, or I want you to be on time. The major advantage of these kind of statements is that you are directly telling a person what you want and what you expect. Imagine if you're going to use the word you and combine all these sentences together. You have come late for the 4th time. You're ignoring my instructions. You are irritating me. You have to come early next time. You're going to be in trouble if you don't do this again. Now imagine if you put the I statements together. I observe that this is the fourth time you're coming late. I think that you are deliberately ignoring my warnings. I feel disappointed and irritated that I have to keep repeating myself. So I need you to come on time for the next meeting. I'm going to report you if you do this again. Do you realize the difference that it makes when you use I statements rather than using you statements? This is the difference between someone who uses a non-assertive communication style and an assertive communication style. Just like how you use I statements, there are certain power words. If you use these power words in the correct context, they are exceptionally powerful in helping you get what you want. The power words and phrases are no, thank you, or when and if. In the next part of the video, we will discuss a little bit more about how to say no in the most appropriate and inoffensive way. Coming to the power word, thank you. Usually we are taught to say please when we want something and to say thank you when we get something. But something very interesting happens if you interchange both. Take these two examples. Please be quiet now and please be on time for the next meeting. Now imagine if you don't use the word please and you say the word thank you instead. I would like you to be quiet now. Thank you. I would like you to be on time for the next meeting. Thank you. So the word thank you here gives the assumption that what you want will be done or that the person has to do what you want them to do the next time. When used with the appropriate body language, this word thank you can be very useful in helping you get what you want from someone else. The use of words if or when. You may have noticed elders telling you this, or you may have noticed your teacher saying this. For example, if you do your homework, you can go out to play. Or if you do not submit your assignment on time, then you will not be able to appear for the exam. So when we use the word if or when we use the word when, it kind of gives the implication that only if the other person does something will they get what you're offering. So using the word if and when with appropriate body language and the intention to follow through on what you're saying can help you to get what you want from someone else. I hope you found this video informative. This week, let us practice our body language and let us work on the two key ingredients, the I statements and the power words no, thank you, when and if. In the last part of this video series, we will be discussing on how we can use these key ingredients to get what you want or to disagree with someone, or how to say no or to get your request granted. If you have any queries, you could email us or comment in the box below. For more videos like this, like, share and subscribe to our channel, Mind Aids. Thank you and have a blessed day.